Shalom and good day all. This is Tehillim29 back again. And as you can see this time, I'm finally covering the last lot of episodes in relation to the anime series of Shaman King. And I must admit, this has been a really incredible series. And I'm really happy to share my last thoughts in relation to this. And no doubt you will get to see this go up. Oops. In relation to the website as well, to which you'll get to see the written thoughts. So I'll be using some of the notes from here as well to relay some of the thoughts in this video on my journey with Yo Asakura. And I've put this down as Yo's journey to the end, episodes 37 to 52. And I've broken it down into, say, 4 parts. And I'm covering, say, the first 4 episodes and the next 4, and then up to the very last. So I'll get started in regards to 37 to 40. So that's where we'll start off. In episode 37, Yo faints from a wound that he gained in a battle earlier with Hal, and the golem of Redsep and Seiram Mansa. Whilst this is occurring, we get a brief flashback from Miki Asakura of his encounter with Kamau Mansa. So, in other words, the father to Redsep and Seiram, who created the golem, with things in this episode going a few directions at once. As we jump into episode 38, Yo is challenged by one of Hal's minions to get back into the Shaman King tournament as things start to challenge his innermost decisions from the heart, to which Anna brings something to the surface which he abandoned a little bit earlier, being his oracle bell, which tells him who his next fight is with. As we jump into episode 39, as Yo and Leserg discuss the situation at hand around Marco and Lucius, the founder of the X-Laws, making sure to not set things up that the Iron Maiden ends up becoming an unwanted victim in the battle between them. Now, what happened in this episode is that you get to meet you get the founding X-Law member, who is Lucius, and he has a spirit which is called Lucifer. And of course, we've got Marco with his angel, or his spirit angel, which is used in the story. And you learn of Marco's experience with how Asakura, which brought him along with Lucius to where they are in the story. Jumping into episode 40, the Shaman King tournament resumes as Yo is now back in the competition. The next fight consists of Tao Ren's team going up to what should be appear god tier shamans to gain their place up in the finals. Yo learns that he needs to update and upgrade his training. As we start to move into the next 4 episodes, so 41 to 44, Tao Ren's team has won the match, and it's now time for the next contestants to take the arena. As the fight continues in the Shaman King arena, we catch up with some members of the X-Laws who have abandoned Marco, as well as those who are traveling with Marco, and with the Iron Maiden, with Manta, and with Tamao also present. Yo Asakura enters the trial. Uh, um, episode 42, we have Yo Asakura entering a trial in hell, to which he is sent there by Sati. So Sati is also connected to some of these warriors that are presently in the tournament. And in his encounter with her, the first person he meets being the first Yao Asakura. So basically, meeting a relative in the family who fought Hal and won. Things start to change for Leserg and Chokolov and Telran and Horohoro, as they themselves have been sent to Hal themselves a little bit later on to obtain the 5 warrior spirits to overcome Hal when they reach the final battle. Episode 43, the trials have begun for the rest who were brought into Hell, and Yo advances further as things on Earth. Hal is taunting Anna Tamal and also along with Sayram and Redseb with their golem due to the former ex-laws now dead. An attack has drawn international attention, to which an explosion went off on the island, to which the contestants are on for the tournament. Jumping into episode 44. Yo has made his way to save Anna, who is in danger of Hal, as she also speaks up for Team Fire, a team Hal was only using to conserve his own power in the Shaman King tournament to consume. And due to an unexpected stop to the battle, Yao and her end up having a drink at Patch's Cafe. And that was a very interesting scene when that occurred, I must admit. Whilst the rest of the members are waiting for the reunion of the 5 great warriors who will go up against Hal in the Shaman King tournament, we start to move into the next 4 episodes, so 45 to 48. As I'll get to that very shortly, I just got to take care of one little thing. Episodes 45 to 48. As the fight continues between Tal'Rin and Yellow Sakura in the Shaman King tournament, we finally get the return of Leserg, who has now obtained a new warrior spirit to help him out against Hal. And Sarsi withdraws her 2 teams from the Shaman King tournament as things advance closer to the end. So, in regards to that, it does get a little bit sped up as to what's happening and where it's leading us to. Episode 46 takes a change for the Shaman King tournament, as now it's moving location to the continent of Mu. And if I were to give a description of Mu in the story, it's almost likened them to Atlantis, as the remaining contestants also need to get through some unwanted human influence, with Hal at the helm to protect the island they have been on. Hal advances to the Great Spirit Shrine, whilst there's Team Yo and the others must go through them before before Hal becomes Shaman King. Episode 47. The Petch Tribe have perverted the view of Silver, an early friend of Yao Asakura, in the Shaman King tournament, and they have given their allegiance to Hal. The struggle for Yo and his teammates, Tao Ren Chokolov, Leserg Horohoro. We also have Apacho, who was also working under Hal. And of course, we had Wunsur Ryu, as they now have to go through a maze which has practically 10 checkpoints to reach Hal. Moving into episode 48, Yo, Taoren, Leserg, Chokolov, and other teammates go through the maze, reaching points to which they define reality. They encounter rivals over the 10 transitions of nature to which they must overcome to reach hell. Now, moving into the last 4 episodes, I must admit, these last 4 really, really grab the audience's attention because you don't know what's about to come up next and how things are going to turn out. Will Yo Asakura end up becoming the Shaman King, or is there something that we the audience are missing and we've not caught or paid attention to? And this is why I'm also looking forward to going back to the manga after all this and soon get to finishing it off. So, moving into episode 49 and 50 before I move into 50, 51 and 52, as Yoro continues through the maze of mood to reach Hal, Seiram and Red Seb try to stop Hal by traveling into Golem, to which lives are lost along the way. Yo and his teammates continue on to reach Hal. In episode 50, we get Horror's backstory because when we end up meeting one of the checkpoints, or sort of like one of the checkpoint areas of the 10 areas that they need to go through to reach Hal, we do finally get Horror's backstory. Yes, it is held off a little bit later than expected, but for what it is, it's actually an interesting backstory. And in some essence, he holds himself responsible for the death of someone who wanted to become his friend. That's the best way to put it. And that's why he chose to become a shaman. So Horror's backstory gets revealed in this episode as we learn more about his past, and the journey continues through the maze to reach Hal with Yo and his teammates. And it was really nice seeing this in the backstory and also the checkpoint where this took place, because in the checkpoint to which this took place, it linked to someone to which he had killed the brother of, but with this person, he didn't really want to kill, but in order to advance, they had to kill. So it's very interesting in the story. Moving into episode 51, as Yo starts to reach the last of the trials of the maze, he is now reunited and up against Silver. Manta relays to the audience somewhat a funny dream he had as he wakes up and goes for a walk in the morning, and Yo and Hal finally meet once again in the world of the Great Spirit Realm. And this is very interesting considering how much death is also applied, but not just death applied in the story, but also how important it is to live life in the story. Moving into episode 52, the final battle takes place in the realm of the Great Spirit against Hal, as Yo, Leserg, Tao Ren, Chokolov use their elemental spirits to overcome Hal with his great spirit oversoul. And with a train of surprise, with Manta turning up on the scene once again, and to an interesting conclusion of things. My goodness, these episodes were absolutely incredible. And when I say that, because with this end bit, you had no idea that was going to happen. It wasn't completely predictable, but it did actually catch the audience, like myself, by surprise. I'll now move into the afterthoughts. So, for the first part of these episodes, they took us, the audience, into quite a journey with Yo Asakura from encountering Red Seb and his sister Galen with their golem, until eventually it is brought up within these first four episodes that Hal wants Yo to return to the Shaman King tournament, which he must also increase his skills. Moving into the second part of the next four episodes, the tournament resumes until eventually the situation comes around to leading both Yo and Hal ending up at the Petches Cafe to discuss some things, including some things to come. On top of that, as things leading to a conflict by some former members of the X-Laws. Moving into the third part of the next four episodes, we, the audience, are brought to a conclusion of the first of one part of the tournament as it moves into the next, starting to move into the lost city of Mu, which is almost likened to what people would call Atlantis, to which we learn it has like 10 checkpoints, to which cover in like 10 different types of environments in these checkpoints. And in those environments, there's like someone that they have to defeat that is also connected to the Patches tribe. As we start to move into the final four episodes, and as the battle increases towards the end, we also get some glimpses of the future, of things to come, and the last episode, with the completion of the checkpoints, we get an unexpected ending to which connects both past, present, and future within the world of Shaman King. My goodness, I really enjoyed the voice acting in this, as that too played a brilliant part in what happened with this story. And with it, it really was worth the watch. I'll now move into the last little bits here, and so my final thoughts. As for the ratings I have given for this anime, I stick by them, as the main, even the supporting characters were great. Within the work of the voice actors behind them, I totally enjoyed the animation and the story rating, to which I did originally mark down as 8.5, but when you do get to see this, it's now edited to be a 9 out of 10. The way this story wrapped up certainly pulls at the heartstrings. So, going into my ratings, I gave the main characters, such as Yo, of course, Anna, Hal, Talran, Leserg, the 5 that would practically become the 5 to maybe even 6 or 7 that become the main characters for the story, as well as protagonists. That got an 8.5 out of 10. For the supporting characters, they got an 8 out of 10. For the animation, I gave an 8 out of 10, as you heard before, the story was going to get an 8.5, but I decided to give it a 9 out of 10. So until then, a big thanks to the creator of Shaman King. Until then, let's keep it colorful and have yourself an awesome day.